Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation on how to use IEEE to cite and document sources. Topics that we are going to go over today are going to be why do we cite, what is IEEE, how to use and format in-text citations, and how the formatting of reference page works. Citation or referencing is an important aspect of any document and has its own importance. It helps you to lay down evidence in support of any argument that you're making and provides you with the credibility to write or speak about a topic that you're working on by giving a reader a chance to verify that. It gives proper credit to the author of the sources that you're using, and most important of anything, it helps you to maintain academic integrity. Failure to cite or reference properly can lead to plagiarism. It is always better to double check your document for any errors. Referencing is a way to acknowledge the contribution of other writers that we have used in our research paper or any other academic or technical writing document. There are various referencing styles that are used nowadays, such as APA, MLA, Chicago, and IEEE, which we are going to discuss in detail. IEEE stands for Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. This referencing is widely used by people in the field of computer science, engineering, and telecommunication.
The first component of IEEE is in-text citations. In-text citations are used throughout your written work and are represented by a number surrounded by square brackets. It's important to note that these numbers should not be written as Roman numerals. This citation goes within the punctuation of a sentence and is written inline, meaning it's not a superscript or a subscript. In-text citations are numbered in chronological order. So the first source you cite will have a number 1, the second source will have a number 2, and so on. The only thing to remember here is that once a source has been cited, it will continue to be cited with the same number as it was first assigned. We'll talk more about multiple citations of the same source later in the presentation. In-text citations are used whenever writing an idea that belongs to another source, including when that idea is referenced, quoted, summarized, or appears as a visual. This is exactly the same as any other type of referencing. Now for some rules about citation placement. There are multiple spots an in-text citation can be placed, depending on the structure of your sentence. It can go immediately after a source's name, or after a quotation, although it has to go outside of the quotation marks. If the rest of the sentence discusses information or ideas not belonging to that source you're trying to cite, so for example, if you continue the sentence talking about a different source or you give your own input, then the citation can go in the middle of a sentence, directly after the information from the first source. Lastly, the citation can go at the end of the sentence, but before the period, if the information you are citing is also at the end of the sentence.
When it comes to the in-text citation of page numbers and appendices, the process is fairly easy and simple. We just write the reference number followed by the page number or the appendix section. A similar procedure is followed in case of figures, tables, and equations, as it can be seen below in the examples. If in case we are citing from an online source and there are no page numbers, then it's fine to not include the page number and just write the reference number. Whenever you are writing a technical document, it is common that you're going to use a source more than once. It is sometimes tricky to know when to cite and when to not. We must continuously cite a source. If we keep shifting to other ideas, which can be of our own or from other sources, or when signal phrases are not used. An important point to keep in mind when you're continuously citing is to not get carried away while using the reference numbers, since the numbers associated with the source does not change throughout the process.
So what if you have to make an in-text citation for a source with multiple authors? When a source has two authors, include both of their names in the sentence, and place the citation right after the second name. When a source has more than two authors, you only need to write the name of the lead author, followed by the Latin term et al. But make sure et al is written in italics. The second component of IEEE is a reference page. Each type of source will be formatted differently, and the sources will be written in order of appearance, unlike with other citation styles that write sources in alphabetical order. The following slides show the outlines of how to reference a website, book, presentation or lecture, and a report, in that order. The reference page should be at the end of the document. The page should be titled References or Cited References, written in bold, aligned with the left margin. Sources should be listed with their corresponding in-text citation numbers, and references should be indented, appearing in a separate column than the citation numbers.
With the new developments in field of media, podcasts and interviews are some of the most important sources of information. And as any technical writing document is incomplete without visuals, images are also an important aspect. The following slide will outline the reference format in the same order. The format for the reference page remains the same as discussed previously. One thing to note here is that the format followed to reference interviews stays the same for other types of communication as well. Just update the type of communication with telephone, email, or any other type that you're using. So now we will be doing just a quick recap here, and here are some points that you should keep in your mind. Always double check your work to avoid any accidental plagiarism. Ask for help if you're not sure about something or you're confused about something. The reference number stays same throughout your document to a particular source. Multiple citations can be confusing at times, so it is better to ask someone to peer review it or someone to proofread it. Also, always follow the format for the reference sheet, that is, everything should be perfectly indented and the word reference should be in bold. If you're still confused about something or you have any doubts in your mind, you can always ask your professor, or you can visit the UVic Library's website, to which the link is right here, and it has citation help section which can help you with your queries. So this is a bibliography, and don't forget to put any suggestions you have for us in the discussion post. Thanks for watching and have a good day ahead.